was funny. Hi, everyone. Can you hear me? Hi, Natasha. Hi, Candace. Hi, Sherry. Hi, Sean. Hi. Oh, good. Hi, Angela. Hi, Heather. Hi, Karen. Serafina. Hi, sweetheart. Hi, Lanita. Let me know if you're new here and where you're zooming in from, my dears. Hi, Sylvia. Oh, thanks, DJ. I had my hair blown out. I feel more organized when my hair is straight sometimes. Aww. Oh, Dr. Jennifer just got back from 13-year-olds. Oh, your baby turned 13 today. Oh, a new teenager. Wonderful. Hi, Cynthia. Hi, Brenda. Hi, Kim. Hi, Jean. Aw, so great to see you all. Oh, Kelly, you came to visit on Saturday and Sage helped you in the salon. So happy you were able to come to Ojai. And Paris is calling from Georgetown, New Jersey. Romana in Chicago. Hi, Julia. Hi, Luana. Hi, Cindy. Hi, Pamela is in Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin. Lainey in Pleasanton, California. Oh, Kelly at True Love spent the day in the garden. You are going to hopefully join the cleanse, Kelly. We're going to be putting our feet in a lot of dirt, hopefully. Oh, Jackie Westover is new from Gulf Coast of MS. Oh, Mississippi. My name is Jackie. Vivian from New York. Hi, Vivian. Hi, April in Chandler, Arizona. Wonderful. Oh, Patricia's in Carpinteria, really close. Andrea in Connecticut. Laura in Redondo Beach. We're open Wednesday through Sunday, and you don't need an appointment anymore. So Katie Dabner's in Puyallup, Washington. Teresa in New York. Sean in Houston. Hi, Tiffany in Cleveland Heights, Ohio. Hi, Gina in Norfolk, Massachusetts. Hi, Anna in San Antonio. Great. So Candace, it'll be ready right before the cleanse. I have to write it from scratch, so I'm working on that. Yeah. Hi, Joy from New York. Oh, please do. Oh, okay. All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and get started. It is the final chakra, throat chakra Mystic Monday. And so we are focused on an exercise for this chakra so that this video can be evergreen so that people can go to it and learn about the throat chakra. We're going to do a reading from a book that I reference a lot. And I found some of the content particularly striking because I do feel that, one thing that we haven't really talked about is that the throat chakra actually is also manages hearing and listening. And so this whole area here, including listening and hearing, is really important. And so as we are still in the upper chakras, we are in the etheric body, we're in the more energetic body, we're in the conceptual thoughts, ideas, speaking. So last week we talked about speaking our truth into being, and what are we speaking that we no longer want to live? What will we speak to create? We created a mantra. And so if you're new, definitely go back and create a mantra for yourself. Create something that will find the next, the next rendition of you, that a comment or an idea or a visual or something spoken that you can meet, and you can start closing the gap between where you are and where you truly want to be in your life. And let me remind you that resonance, we're going to be talking a lot about resonance tonight. And it's when you're resonating with a group of people, the way I resonate with you and my muses, You gel. There's a vibe. They get along. There's an easefulness. There's a flow. And the mantra that I created for Magic Hour this year is ease and flow is how we grow. And we tend to go back to it in the meetings. And if something's not easy, we start to go, that's not really all that easy. If ease and flow is how we grow. So what you want to create is your mantra, your statement is like, it's a stake in the sand. It's also a North Star. It's also a way for you to correlate and to basically get on that tightrope of exactly what you want and get more and more specific as you learn to do that. And so I find myself saying ease and flow is how I grow a lot. And I also have used the mantra, I believe I shared with you guys in the past before I started Magic Hour. I didn't know what I was going to do with the next birth of my life after Gypsy Tea was sold and I got fired. And then, I was at Simon & Schuster for 4.5 years. I was realizing that I wasn't necessarily resonating anymore with the corporate world. I'm not a very corporate person. I am a little more on the rebellious side. And so corporate wasn't great for me. And so what I came up with then was I get paid to be myself. And then I got to really examine, what would that look like, right? What would it look like if I had a career or vocation where I paid my mortgage with my personality or with just by being myself? What would that look like? And then I thought, what do I do naturally? I have dinner parties, I have gatherings, I connect people. I love building community. Okay, what else do I love? Tea. I love building community. I love tea. I'm a tea maker. It's in my blood. I can't stop making tea. I can't stop drinking tea. I can't stop thinking about tea. I can't stop sourcing tea. It was just constant. So combining, creating community and connection with tea was how that curiosity, I get paid to be myself. All of a sudden, I was building a community around tea again. And that's me. That's my personality. It's who I actually am. And that's the power of your voice. Your voice is actually the manifestation of the ideas. And so when the divine is coming through your crown chakra and inspiring your sixth chakra with the intuition and the hits and the flashes of imagery, and then it goes in and you're in your throat, this is where it starts to take form, where the etheric and the aura, the energy of the divine gets to actually start taking form. And then in the heart, as we'll be examining the whole month of April, and I'm so excited, in the heart is where the synergy works. And so bringing the ideas from heaven in through you to speak them into being helps you create a life that is in balance and harmonized with your destiny and with the bigger questions that we're asking, which are the questions of the soul, the questions of the spirit, the questions of finding purpose, the questions of meaning, destiny, really. What are we doing here on planet Earth for this short amount of time? And what can we do to make the most of it? And so to speak your mantra, to speak your truth into being, it is the key component of creating a reality that you truly want to live in. And as we talked about last week, when you speak words of resonance out into the environment around you, whatever is resonating with that will come back to you. And so that's the reading we're going to do tonight. And so I just want to remind everyone that the mission of Magic Hour and the mission of these gatherings is to create community around tea, to give you a safe and secure and loving space to be yourself and explore the greater questions and explore the bigger meaning of your life in community with the rest of us. And that is what we're doing here. And that is what I am on planet Earth to do. So thank you for trusting me with your time and your precious attention. and your sense of hearing and your sense of taste and your sense of sight and your sensations, the feelings that arise in your body, and all the things that make you an amazing alive human being. So I'm so grateful to have you here. So thank you for being a part of my circle. Okay, so I'm going to start the ceremony now, and I'm still wearing my boots, so hopefully I can still sit cross-legged, but let's give this a try. Normally you don't wear your shoes on your tea ceremony mat, but it's okay. I don't think I could get these off right now. And so creating an environment where you feel calm and peaceful is the key to tea ceremony. Preparing the space, as we've talked about, your subconscious only really understands symbols and sees symbols. And so when your third eye and your subconscious is at play, you want to create symbology around you so that you may create a sacred space, even if it's just a little corner of your room. So in this month's box, we have the throat chakra clearing spray. And I love this spray. So instead of smudging, I'm going to do this. And I'm going to use my tea strainer. And I'm drinking Quintessence. And thank you all for all your feedback on this blend. I'm very happy you're happy with it, and I'm happy you love it. I love it as well. And don't forget to watch this month's voice training video with the brothers Karen. It is truly, truly magical. I learned so much that I'm in a 6-month course with them. And I haven't been doing my homework. This week was to sing in public, which is my greatest fear. Therefore, I didn't do it. Not ready for that just yet. Okay, my loves, settle into your bodies. Settle in. Feel the skin that holds all of you and your soul in place into that physical form. Feel the etheric body around you, your aura. Fill it with turquoise light, the light of the throat chakra, the light of Vishuddha, the color of truth, the expression of the 5th chakra. As you fill the space between your skin and the boundary of your energy with that bright turquoise, imagine that soothing turquoise color healing any parts of you that may be experiencing discomfort, experiencing any type of emotion that may be uncomfortable right now. Fill the space and allow your truth to heal yourself. We must tell a better story with the words we choose to speak. A story of healing, a story of connection, a story of unity and togetherness, a story of our own creativity and self-expression, a story of abundance so that all may have everything they need to live a full, healthy life. Fill your aura with that turquoise, beautiful energy. As you generate more and more of that bright turquoise energy around your aura, I want you to see if there's any little spots in your aura that have a hole or a little dark spot. That's energy. Is there anything in there that's bugging you or that needs to be cleared? Just simply wipe it with that energy, that turquoise energy. Just wipe it away, wipe the energy away. Beam that energy into your whole auric field. Beautiful. And now bring your cup to your chest. And I'd like you to feel into your throat chakra and feel that beautiful turquoise energy. Feel where the thyroid is, where the vocal cords, the tonsils, the back of the tongue. And then go ahead and feel the back of your neck and see if the top of your head is actually connected in alignment to your body through this highway of energy, this highway of speech and sound and resonance and vibration, which is the throat. And now beam that gorgeous turquoise energy into your cup. Fill your cup with the serum of expression. Oh, we should have called this tea truth serum. Oh, that's so good. It's okay, quintessence is beautiful. Okay. Take a first big deep breath down to the base of your spine, filling your lungs all the way. And as you exhale, see the bright turquoise energy exhaling out of your mouth into the space around you. One more deep breath into the lungs, deep into the lungs, into the abdomen. And exhale. And as you exhale, exhale the bright turquoise, sweet, beautiful energy of the throat chakra into the space around you. And with your third breath, breathe into the base of your spine, all the way down, filling yourself with fresh air. And as you exhale, make a sound. Sigh breathing is very, very stress reducing. If you just go, let go of all the stresses of the day. And now, as you can open your eyes or you can keep them closed, but you can ask yourself, what do I see? And if you choose to have your eyes closed, see what images flash. What do I see? And really, truly look. And now ask yourself, what do I feel? As we delve into our sensory perceptions, the feeling is a sensation. And this week we can look at emotion as well. What do I feel? Are there any emotions lingering as we work to clear our energy field? With the throat chakra of truth, expression, soul made into form via words, vibratory release from the mouth, resonance into the space around us, creating a resonance with the words we speak. Are we speaking honey? Are we speaking limit? Are we speaking infinite possibility? Are we speaking from love? Now ask yourself, what do I hear? We're going to linger here a bit. What do I hear? Stretch out your neck. What do I hear? And now bring the tea to your nose and ask yourself, what do I smell? What do I smell? And now as you bring the tea to your mouth, you may ask yourself, what do I taste? What do I taste? the lights. Oh, gorgeous. Okay. So now are you feeling that you're in your body, present to your senses, in present moment awareness? As my teacher Great says, nowness is heaven. If there were ever three powerful words, it would be those. Nowness is heaven. So now we're going to do the reading, and tonight I really want you to listen deeply. We're going to be doing a listening exercise after I do the reading. And it's so interesting, there's somebody with a really loud engine, you know. And tonight we're going to be talking about sound and sound pollution and some of the statistics around sound. Because I really want you to find ways to clear unwanted sounds from around you and to begin to understand how sound affects you, whether or not it's the sound of your own voice, whether or not so that when you're speaking truth, you'll know that it's like honey. It's just resonant. It's just easeful. And when you're speaking in discordant ways, you're not saying everything you need to say. You're keeping things quiet. You're keeping things in, or you're changing them when they're coming through. Your truth is getting changed in the throat chakra as you're expressing out. What if every single thing was aligned fully in you, and you were not only getting paid to be yourself, but you were speaking your truth to everyone all the time, with tact, of course, and grace, but speaking your truth? How does that feel? How does that sound? How does it sound and feel differently? And also, how are you able to create and manifest from a place of being aligned with the voice and the throat chakra? It's so much easier to create the life you wish you, or the life you've envisioned yourself living at the highest level when you're speaking the truth with everything that's coming out of your voice. So let's do that. So I'm going to move back over to you, and we're going to do our reading and then our exercise. And then if we have time, I'll do a reading for you. Okay. Okay. Okay, my loves, here we are. So I'm going to read to you, and then afterward, I'll give you the resources. Okay. So some of the things you can do while I'm reading to you is you can focus on loosening the neck and shoulders. You can rub your neck. You can, if you know Reiki, you can Reiki yourself. But it's time for you to just be focused and really get into your neck and your throat and really start to observe how it feels and really become present to it. Okay. Anyone who lives in a modern urban environment is assaulted by sound on a constant basis. Only recently in the span of human evolution are we as polluted by unwelcome sound as we are today. 200 years ago, in the city of Vienna, fire alarms could be given verbally by someone shouting from the top of a cathedral. In 1964, a siren needed to be 88 decibels to be heard. 1 decibel, or dBA, is the smallest unit heard by human ears. So 88 decibels. Today, a siren is 122 decibels. And this book is older. This is The Eastern Body, Western Mind by Anandia Judith. So today, a siren is 122 dBA. Whenever I hear a siren coming, I cover my ears because it hurts, which is well over the threshold of pain. While we talk about air, water, and earth pollution, we pay little attention to sound pollution. Unable to close our ears, this is a pollution against which we have very little defense. So when I was reflecting on this, I was realizing that we can't really control what we take in, but I'll do something like I wear earplugs. I wear little earplugs I'll have to source them for you guys, but I found some that have metal and then rubber, and the metal really helps a lot. So I wear earplugs a lot. I babysat my nephews and niece over the weekend, and then I went hiking with my daughter's fifth grade class on Friday. And by last night and also today, I just was tapped. I mean, the noise and the constant chatter, which is lovely and wonderful to hear, but so much of it constantly is, it gets my nervous system. And so wearing things to protect your ears and your precious sense of hearing and listening is something that you can do on a regular basis. Wearing earplugs when you work or when you're writing is helpful. I will wear a Bose noise canceling headset. I look like a pilot. That's really helpful. I am not using the earbuds so much. I lost mine, but the earbuds were sort of working. I just don't like all that Bluetooth going right into my ears, but do something to begin to clear the sound that's entering in, because the more sound that's unsolicited that you have to hear, the more you're going to become numb to the sounds of things that you really want to hear, and to the sound of your voice, to the sound of your truth. So be careful what you consume in the arena of sound, and ensure that everything that you are listening to or that you are hearing, either by choice or not by choice, is somehow you're protecting yourself a little bit more and clearing your sense of sound. OSHA estimates that more than half of American production workers are exposed to an ongoing noise level of 80 dBA or higher. And that's, it says 72 is where you can become injured, I think. Oh, it says, while the maximum intensity one can withstand over time without hearing loss is 75. When exposed to recorded industrial sound, monkeys had a 27% rise in blood pressure, which stayed elevated for 4 months after the noise stopped. 4 months. I'm sorry, it's just mind-blowing. Children living near airports are more likely than others to have learning disabilities. Babies living in noisy homes proved slower to mature in terms of sensory and motor skills, and tended to keep their infantile habits longer than babies in a quieter environment. It's not just raw sound that bombards us. We also experience dissonance in mass communication. Hungry for truth, we find ourselves surrounded by the junk sound of advertising mantras that Pepsi our thoughts, instead of pepper our thoughts. She's clever. News broadcasts that obsess on violence and death, and sensationalist stories designed to fill the already agitated mind. Suppressing the urge to express ourselves truthfully, we restrict ourselves to accepted niceties and speak the real truth only behind others' backs. Not necessarily true for all of us, but more true than we think. The throat chakras of men are bound by neckties, used to be, not so much anymore, which choke their individuality, while women are just beginning to break through centuries of public silence. So one thing also that she talks about in the book is that newscasters and people who are just reading the news, they're talking about, like, they're talking about deaths and storms and shootings and all these things without truly expressing emotion around it. They're just doing their jobs. And so what happens too is the more we detach our emotions to our sense of hearing and sound, the more we'll detach our desire to speak truth from our sense of speaking as well. So we don't want to desensitize ourselves into doing that. We want to ensure that we are being thoughtful and very intentional about the sounds we take in. And sound for me is so sacred. And even my playlists, if something's discordant, or if there's too many cuss words, even though I have a sailor's vocabulary here, it's just too much. I don't like the energy of that sort of verbal violence. And I'll drop the F-bomb, in a funny way, but rarely as an anger way or as something like that. So you want to make sure too that the intention behind the words you speak are always along that line of truth. So if you come up with your mantra, like ease and flow is how I grow, then you can gauge yourself around that. And Gay Hendricks, my mentor and our partner in Magic Hour, says, I choose easy world where everything is easy. And that's another great one that you can use. So if you find that something is discordant and not easy and not resonant, you'll find that if you just choose easy, if you choose ease and flow, if you choose the truthful path of your flow, then things will start to clarify and get easier and easier. Okay, so I'm going to read you next, and this is still in Eastern Body, Western Mind. The etheric body. At the level of the fifth chakra, our attention moves from the physical plane into the subtler etheric fields. Commonly known as the aura, this etheric field is generated by the totality of internal processes, from the energetic exchange of subatomic particles to the digestion of food in our cells, from the firing of neurons to our current emotional state, and on to the larger rhythms of our outer activities. Our very life force can be seen as a stream of pulsating energy. It is. Your life force is, your energy field is bigger than your body. I mean, have you ever had somebody walk into a room and the whole energy changed in the whole room? I have kind of a bad example, but one time I took my mom to Vegas and we were sitting at a blackjack table, and I'm not a gambler because I just, but it was fun. And my cousin came and met us, and we were with this hilarious group, and we were laughing, and we all kept winning. And the dealer was laughing, and we had such a good vibe. The whole table was just full of joy and giggles, and we were winning bank. Like I've never won at gambling because I don't usually gamble, but we were winning. So what happens? The guys watching from who knows upstairs sends in this grumpy, mean dealer. The nice guy goes away. We all lost everything. We stayed too long. I should have gotten up and left then. But her negative energy shifted the entire energy of all of our fortunes and that table. So I'm good at taking big spiritual concepts and bringing them down to like really basics, but that is true. I watched it happen energetically in Las Vegas. So you know that your aura, your energy field is affecting everybody you're around, and vice versa. You want to make sure that the sound you're taking in and the people that you're surrounding yourself with are in harmony with you and not in discord. And if they're in discord, something needs to be dealt with. As we interact with others, our etheric, oh no, wait, hold on. This is important. Our very life force can be seen as a stream of pulsating energy. When the stream is not fragmented by blocks in the body armor, then pulsation moves freely through the body and out into the world. This streaming creates a resonant etheric field around the body, an aura of wholeness. That's why we're working on our aura today. A resonant field makes coherent connections with the outside world. A fragmented field makes fragmented connections. So if you're having a hard time manifesting, or if you're having a hard time connecting what you truly want with your reality, it's because your energy field is fragmented, and that's common. Nothing to be ashamed of. It happens to all of us. Trust me. I'm 46 years old and I'm just figuring it out. And some of us will figure it out till we're 100. God willing, we all live that long. As we interact with others, our etheric fields become engaged. The most rewarding connections occur when there is resonance between vibrational fields. Just as people who speak the same language resonate with spoken symbols, the subtle resonance between our etheric field and those of others deepens our feelings of connection. And the mission of Magic Hour is connection. The greater our internal resonance, the more deeply we can resonate with those around us. And that comes from being mindful and being thoughtful about what we're taking in as the fuel of sound for our brains and our beings. It has to do with what mantras we're repeating, what we're speaking. Are we speaking in discord, or are we speaking in harmonization? And so that is really what I wanted us to work on tonight. Is I wanted to have you clear sounds around your environment tonight. I wanted you to think about what sounds are around you. Is there a humming? I didn't realize that I have this little clock that makes it a clicking noise, and it was it wasn't until I started doing this exercise again during one of the last cleanse or the cleanse before, we cleared our space of discordant sounds. And I had been sort of blind or sort of not listening. And this little ticking, clicking noise was right next to my head as I slept. I don't know how I didn't notice it. But sometimes until we're really intentional. The other thing I've stopped doing is I'll listen to the news for about 5 minutes now. And I'll listen to NPR, National Public Radio, and I cut it to 5 minutes. It got obsessive for a while. I was listening to the news constantly, waiting to see about the pandemic, more this, more that. And I realized I was listening to it and I wasn't hearing it. I wasn't active listening. I was just numbly listening. And that was also scattering my energy and my intentions. So I'd like you to reflect tonight on something or things that you can remove from your sound field so that you can clear your energetic field of expression so that you may get closer and closer and closer to bridging the divide between what you want to live and what you're speaking into your truth and what's actually happening. So as Anadia says in her book, when we're sending out fragmented resonance, we're getting back fragmented results, and it's a fragmented energy in our environment. And my wish for you and my goal for you is that you are living in harmony with your environment and that you are living the life that you envisioned for yourself when you were a child and you knew what was possible at all times. So I would love for you all to think about that. And we have some time to just sit and chat and reflect on this before we close. Okay. Yeah. Karen, tinnitus, so you always hear noise. Yeah, so what can you do in your environment to soothe yourself? I'm sure you've had to come up with all sorts of tricks. So maybe there's something that you've learned that can help all of us. Heather stopped listening to the news, went to reading it, but also had set a time limit. Yeah, too much. It is affecting us and it is creating anxiety. Thank you for building up that boundary, Heather. It's important to be informed, but it's also important to create a boundary of your energetic field so that you're not taking in so much sensationalism and fear and worry and stress and strain, because you are all sensitive, you are all empaths, and you wouldn't be here otherwise. And sometimes we build up such an armor around us that it creates pain in the body, and it creates stiffness and stuckness in our physical form. And it started out energetically that way. So, Vicky, what words do you use to explain to people who use language or words that do not resonate? Vicky, that's wonderful. It really is so important to look at that. And, my dad, I have a grumpy dad who I've had to draw a lot of boundaries with. And, and it was, I can't hear when you're saying that because it hurts me. I feel sad when you speak to me that way. I'm not comfortable being in this conversation. When you say such and such, I feel such and such. You want to make them to where they're not blanket statements, but they're very clearly communicated from your truth. And if you speak it with compassion, they may or may not understand, but it is something that you can do. And, if they continue speaking discordant, hurtful things or things that don't work for you, then you have to make some bigger boundaries and some bigger choices. Anna, I love drinking tea on my deck, but I live on a busy street, noise from automobiles, sirens, etc. So Anna, it may be, what you can do is get some noise canceling, get a noise canceling headset. I even put in earplugs and that on top. I look like a complete dork, but I really don't care how I look when I'm enjoying quiet time. And I do know, Anna, that the voice of my intuition is clearer and clearer, the less I speak and the less I have to listen to. Cynthia, I have to say, the machine humming like AC is really tiring. Exactly. It actually exhausts us. So we do have to create, I do think maybe I'll come up with some, I'll have to find some links for earplugs for you guys, but the ones I found that have the metal inside are really great. I just don't remember what they're called. Okay, so Dr. Jennifer has tinnitus too, since young childhood, has to sleep with soft noise. Pure quiet makes the tinnitus really loud. Interesting. So soft music, exactly. I listen to piano music when I need to relax, or when I need to wake up my kids. And so I love the idea of soft music that's resonant with you. Um, okay, so Karen, so noise canceling headsets will not work for you. Yeah, definitely. Um, Sean's asking, is a pinched nerve in my neck affected by the throat chakra? Absolutely. You may be disconnecting from your feelings, disconnecting your voice from your feelings. I'm having neck pain too right now. I'm really in meditation on it. My neck is where I get all my issues. And mine is because I needed to speak up about something today with one of the groups I work with. And I did it, but I was nervous about it. And I noticed that I'm not taking care. I'm having pain in my neck. So a pinched nerve in the neck is also, you know, you need to, if you believe in chiropractic, which I do, you could do that. You can do acupuncture. You can do Reiki. We can do Reiki. And also make sure you take care of yourself and ask yourself an inquiry, Sean, um, am I fearful of speaking something that is making me feel disconnected from my head, from my body? Um, Dr. Jennifer, you're hilarious. So drawing boundaries, Rebecca's saying it's hard to draw boundaries. It's hard to draw boundaries if we feel that we're doing it without compassion. If we can draw compassion, if we add compassion to the boundary, it neutralizes the fear of creating a boundary. So you can say things like, I pray a lot. I'm a big God freak. So I'll say, God, please show me how to draw this boundary with compassion. Dear God, please show me how to serve this moment through speaking my truth. You know, so you can make it a prayer, and that tends to release the agitation that comes along with drawing boundaries, because boundaries have somewhat, especially for women, become synonymous with taking or being selfish. And a boundary is not being selfish; it's being selfless enough to free others of having to bug you. So, yeah, Heather, even, yeah, grumpy mom, huge boundary work to protect yourself. Took years to have the strength to say this doesn't serve me. Absolutely. And, you know, and lovingly having boundaries and lovingly speaking your truth. If you're speaking it with the intention of love and the intention of healing the relationship, you know, the people, my old friend Jagat Jody used to say, people either stay in time or go in time. And you'll notice that the more you are comfortable with compassionately speaking through your truth and through your boundaries to others, you will find that more and more people arrive and more people leave the space as well around you. Well, it looks like we have a lot of boundary struggles, and so we'll have to create a boundary night. That'll be fun. Um, Iris listens to Geraldine Glass singing bowls, and also Jacob Cole. He uses pan drums. Oh, beautiful. Thank you, Iris. If you can, drop the link in for Thomas. Mm, beautiful. Wonderful. Oh, good. Okay. Um, Alejandra Rolon is asking, what do you think of solfeggio frequencies? I honestly have never heard of them. I think I need to check them out. It sounds exciting. Oh, Sean, it's okay, sweetheart. Um, yes, Patricia's right. Hearing is the one sense that never turns off, which is why it's so important to be careful what is said when we are under anesthesia. We hear everything. Interesting. I'm not usually under anesthesia, but I will keep that in mind. Um, Beautiful, Amy. Yeah, cloth, rugs, heavy curtains, throws, tapestries absorb ambient noise in your home and office environment. Lovely. Alejandra, what to do when daughters are too sensitive to my voice? They feel I'm shouting when I'm only talking, and in some cases, other normal to me levels of sound are too much for them. Well, my daughter is 11 and she's pubescent, and I notice that when she thinks I'm barking at her, I notice if I make it into a joke that it relaxes the energy between us. Today, she kept sneaking her iPad. She's on spring break, and so we have 2 weeks of me working a lot because we didn't get our second vaccine yet, so we're not traveling. And what I found today is I made a joke out of it, and it started to lighten the energy. So remember levity. You know, you can speak your truth with a smile. You can speak it with laughter. Like, isn't it funny that when you know? Or, I find it so funny that. So we can do that as well. Oh yeah, massage is great. Vicky Simons likes asking for help. Love that. Um, Beautiful, Kelly. Great suggestion. You can ask for healing for you and the other person and all concerned, and that will usually shift the energy. Beautiful. Absolutely. As long as your intention is pure, as long as you're coming from a place of compassion, through blocking, you know, this compassion for the self and the soul that is working to express itself through your physical form. That's no easy task, right? Your soul is, you have to hear your soul as it's, so it can drive your life so that you can find your vocation, find your meaning, find your purpose, find your connections, and truly live the heaven on earth awareness, present moment awareness that we're here to experience. And so that comes from a lot of self-love and a lot of self-compassion and a lot of compassion toward other after you give it to yourself. There's no way you can be compassionate with someone else if you're not compassionate with yourself. That's a false compassion, and that isn't a rightful truth. Any other questions? Sylvia, I'm having a hard time drowning the voices from the past. So what you can do is you can start writing them down. I find that if we're having lingering doubt or any type of abuse voices, if we write them down, we can write them down and burn them, and you know, and take the ashes into water that's moving away from us, or we can bury them. But doing something symbolic to remove those from us out of the hand onto paper where you can read it and you can get rid of it is really, really powerful. Yeah, Karen, that's another thing. Your dad would say horrible things, and if anyone called him on it, he would just say he was joking. Yeah, my dad is that way too, and you know that's not an excuse. If we're focused on taking full responsibility of our own voice and our own expression by speaking our own truth, then we'll start to find others that are discordant with it that we won't be spending as much time with, or will be able to create more compassionate boundaries. So Alejandra wants to tell jokes, but we'll try to learn how to be funnier. Funny comes from loving yourself enough to be yourself. The more I care for myself and feel safe to be myself, the more dorky I get, which I love being the class clown. So just be natural, just be yourself. If you try to be funny, you won't be as funny. And I have some funny videos coming out soon, and I hired a comedy writer to help me. And I found that the more funny we tried to be, the less funny I felt. And so I told him, it's got to be easy, and I just have to be my dorky self, and then it'll work. And that worked. So yes, Tiffany, social media promotes shouting instead of talking. Exactly. Absolutely. Okay, so DJ's having a hard time with negative talk about herself in her head. So definitely write it out, get it out of the body, write it down. And then ask yourself, are these thoughts true? And then ask yourself if you can accept them, if they're true or not. Can you accept that they're not true? Can you fully accept if they are true? And then move on from there. Absolutely. Oh, beautiful. Kelly, if you have a child with auditory sensitivity, try face tapping. Also, drinking with a crazy straw will help to strengthen the auditory system. Great feedback. Thank you, love. Wonderful. Cynthia, good point. When somebody uses angry words and then says they're just teasing, it's the weapon of the weak, is what I started to tell him. Interesting. Very good point. Oh, Vicky, yeah. Well, being a dork, you're always going to get me. I'm the same person off stage as on stage. Beautiful. Well, I'm going to close our circle. I just need a rest. I babysat kids all weekend, and I just love, love, love the fact that I can say I need some quiet time and I'm going to go get it. So I have a major love for all of you and a major love for doing these tea circles. I want to thank you for joining me tonight. I want to send you off into your energy field clearing, your sound clearing exercise tonight. And I hope it serves you all week. Just be intentional about what you're hearing, what you're listening to. Start to clear, start to clarify, start to create boundaries, start to turn things off. Start to tell others when you need to be quiet or you need alone time, and do so with compassion and love for self and other. And so with that, I'm going to close our final throat chakra tea ceremony circle. I finished the cleanse teas today. I hope you guys are very excited about that. The teas are breathtaking and rare. I squealed with delight over one. It looked like tarantula legs. So anyway, doesn't taste like tarantula legs, but yeah, there's some fun rare teas that we're going to be sharing. So I look forward to sharing that with you, and I will sip to your health, and I will see you next Monday. And thank you all for being in my circle and for being my muses. Okay. All right. Love you guys. Thank you. Bye, everyone. Love you. See you. How do you know what tarantula legs taste like? Thanks, Serafina. Bye, you guys.